This is going to be one of the shorter sections in this chapter. It has to do with these things called midsegments, which is just a segment that connects two midpoints of a triangle. And the midsegment theorem, which is something you can use in your proofs, says that if you have a midsegment, then that midsegment is half as long as the side that it's not touching, and it's also parallel to the side that it doesn't touch. So I've got a triangle here that has all three midpoints marked. So if I construct the midsegments here, okay, I guess I'm a little off on my midpoint, should be down a little bit. Okay, so there's one midsegment. This would be another one. And this would be another one. Now our theorem says that this midsegment here is going to be parallel to this line. Okay, the one that's not touching. This one would be parallel to this one. And this one would be parallel to this one. Okay, so we've got parallel lines, which again is going to introduce all those corresponding angles, alternate interior angles, alternate exterior angles, consecutive interior angles. In addition to the parallel lines, this line here is half as long as this side of the triangle. So if this side is 10, this one would be 5. Okay, and since I know that this is the midpoint, I know that this is 5 and this is 5. So really what we get is these three things are congruent. These three things are congruent. And these three things are congruent. So I've got a couple examples we can do using midsegments. Okay, if I told you that this is a midsegment, and I wanted you to solve for x, I know that this side is twice as long as this one, so it's going to take two midsegments to equal the side. Okay, then we can distribute. We get 10x plus 6 equals 20. So 10x equals 14. So x equals 1.4. Here we're going to have our parallel lines that's going to help us solve for x, because I know that this is parallel to this one. Okay, these are parallel. So these angles here are congruent because they're corresponding. So I could say that 3x minus 2 equals 55 degrees. I'd add the 2 over, which would give me 3x equals 57. Divide by 3. X is going to equal 19. Okay, so that's just a taste of some of the things you can do with midsegments. Your packet will have quite a bit more applications for it. But these are the basics. It's half as long as the side it's not touching, and it's parallel to the side it's not touching.